there's a rather broad question here, uh, uh, which deals with mastery. Uh, One new friend here has asked how you can actually master the physical level of life. And by this, I understand that how one can actually suppress all the forces be, that are operating here, and be a kind of some sort of live here without without problems or something like that. That's my understanding. Because mastery of the physical plane of life, if you connect it to man's desires and his plans, you will know that the mastery of the physical life simply means some form of conquering, some form of domination. So, what is your answer? What do you tell them about how to master this physical level of life, Duane?
Well, Charles, that's quite a question. There's no, that's like saying, how do you become a doctor? That's a lot of studying. That's a lot of figuring things out. That's just a whole lot. And so there's no answer for that. You have to go through the process. You decide, understand what you do. You start somewhere, but this is where all these lifetimes have led. There's no answer for this in a way. It's just a process that a person goes through to try and figure this out, and they have to decide every moment. Really, again, the question is asked, this individual, they have to go about and figure it out. Life will bring things into their life accordingly, and they make decisions upon those things coming into their life, and see what happens, because in creation is cause and effect, and you have a lot of cause and effect to deal with. So is there a so-called perfect position to accomplish? Well, you just go through it and do what you do. Realistically, it's all in your real awareness, but here in the physical, yeah, I know it's hard. I deal with it too. I'm going through things all the time and dealing with myself. And that's the hardest, this personal self here. While we're trying to do something and wake up and recognize, well, that's a big question, Charles. And that's like anything. Myself, I've been, just as an example, been through the corporation for over 30 years, and then coming into this, doing this, the new presentation, and still I feel like a kid. What is the final answer? Well, there isn't one. It's you're continually becoming more aware, and to absolutely, you might say, get past all of creation. That's huge. That's a heck of a process to go through. But in the meantime, we have to deal with creation here. So there is no single answer for that. Yes, that's a huge journey. Go ahead.
Let me relay the answer to them. Oui, les amis. Alors.
Oui, alors on est là.
Ok. Duane vient de dire que bon, il n'y a pas une réponse définitive pour cette question. Parce qu'il dit que bon, à chaque moment, la création même est très vaste. Sauf si on commence à pratiquer, à faire des pratiques néfastes, pratique qui peut même nous nuire. Chaque personne est à chaque moment en train de faire des choix, des préférences et tout ça. Et c'est ça même qui peut t'aider à surmonter ce niveau de vie physique ou avoir des difficultés ici. Mais le but n'est pas de conquérir ce niveau physique. Parce que, bon, il y a beaucoup de choses à prendre en considération. Donc, tout est dans notre vraie conscience et on peut nous-mêmes, chacun à son tour, peut utiliser ces facultés créatives pour surmonter des difficultés, pour vivre une vie qui le convient à partir de ses choix et ses préférences. Donc, il n'y a pas une réponse définitive à ces questions. Ça va là?
Oui, ok, ça va.
Ok, merci. Bon, je pose la deuxième question. Yeah, Duane, another concern they have is one of them has is can we call on a real guide? Can we be in direct contact with a real guide that we fancy or that we want to be in contact with because of a particular reason? And if so, what is the procedure? Is there any procedure, any blueprint of getting in contact with any of the guides? I don't know. This question is in spite of the fact that the new song is there. So, Duane, what can you say?
Well, of course, that's the new you, and just simply deciding that becomes a person's intent. And I'm looking at your question, and what I see is that it's kind of like the God idea. Many people, all of us, have been brought up with. In other words, looking to an authority to do something for us. And this is where in this world we're taught to look to the authorities to do something to us, for us, mainly like government. Okay, so because we came into this life as an example and all this is already established. So we look to the authority of this establishment to do something for us. In other words, if we need a job or if we need to go to school, we look to what's been established. You might say that the authorities control. And so when it comes to, Rebusar and the real guides or whatever, this is an approach that each person does. But, we've come from the days of masters and gurus to where these individuals are looked upon as authorities, and they're really not. It's about guidance. And it's not that, as people like, as the example, look to God or gods. They look to God as the authority to do it for them. That's why they worship and pray, because they want God to do something for them. Well, the guides do what they do just like your parents did for you. Okay, they guided you, they supported you, etc. but now we're in the position of learning how to do it for ourselves. And so, yes, the guidance is there, but we still make the decision for ourselves. We're, you might say, big enough or old enough to make the decision for ourselves. And so this becomes a little harder, and at the same time, we have, the establishment that we're dealing with also, which is taking place in the world today, just like the Africans and everybody in the world, because how things have been established, how they are controlled. So we have that to look to also. And so, the real guidance is more so with our real awareness, but at the same time, we have this physical body, this physical life to deal with, and it's very complicated right now, and it's a lot of hassles, a lot of dangers, etc. dealing with. I know, I deal with it too. I have to, just like everybody else. I'm a person here. I have to figure things out on a daily basis, and it doesn't always work. Have to refigure or just deal with it and take it, etc. Just like Miriam and what she went through, and trying to help people, but things happen because people make decisions. So the best you can do is, do the new you with whatever is taking place in your life, and you decide what you're going to do, how you're going to step up, contribute, or whatever you're going to do. That's up to you. This is where, as I came through Paul's membership, and then I was to stay in and learn more, even with Darwin and Harold, etc., and go through all this to see all this, what was going on. And to where I came in to create this, well, I decided not to do all those things that had been done before. So we don't have a membership. We don't have all that. I haven't really established authority, so to speak. I created the new presentation, and what that is that it's simply a presentation to the true reality life is, and again, like I've said, I manage it. It's what I do. I'm not an icon here, not a master, none of this stuff that went on before. Simply managing it and, supporting those that step up to do the best I can to show them how to go through this process. So I know it's toughing. Again, there's what is the answer to all of this? Well, again, we're here. It's today. The world is doing what it's doing. Are the real guides going to clear up the world and do away with the Kalam God and all the reptilians and whatever? Well, not really. That's not the idea. The idea is because these people have free will too, we have to deal with it, good, bad, or indifferent. So we just do the best we can. And it's now we're in the age where it's just a lot of struggle. And because of what has been decided, this is where it is. So the guides offer the guidance the best they can, but at the same time, we still have this physical life to deal with in our situations. And I know the Africans are, in a lot of bad ways. And I've tried myself to actually get funding to do things, and I'm blocked by so many sources here because they don't want me to be able to assist others. And so it's been hard for me. There's no magic here because I need agreement too. It's all about agreement. And so the guidance is there, but unless we agree to it, and I go through my things too, I've got to better understand what's going on and pay attention, etc. So yes, Charles, summing it all up, yes, it's there, but still, it doesn't mean that just because you get the guidance or you get the answer from one of the real guides or Revazar or whatever, that it's all going to work out. It's still, it just depends upon what it is. Maybe you can feel better for yourself because of what is shared, but then you have to deal with the world, and maybe you want a job or something, but What if there's not a job out there? Well, the boys are not going to just make a job for you. They're not going to create a business so that you have a job. So that becomes whatever it does. So that's the difficult part here. So personally, you can decide to be fine, to be happy, to whatever, but then you have to deal with the outside world, and that becomes the difficulty. So the guidance doesn't manipulate situations. No, it's not like that. We can't tell people what to do. We can't make them be nice, you might say. We can't make them stop destroying the forests and the world or stop the chemtrails. So with ourselves, yes, we can do something, but when it comes to the outside world, that becomes different. And I see the view of the Africans, yes. Well, it looks as though, like, from the African view, that the United States is all okay and that we're all okay over here. Well, no, we're going through the same things in a different way. We're having to deal with it too. And it's not good right now. I know, it's not good at all. So it's just, there is no answers, just taking it one moment at a time and doing the best you can. But the real connection starts with that, and you see what happens. You have to test it. You have to figure it out. I do too, every day.
Okay, Duane, thank you. My cursor got stuck. Allô, les amis?
Nous sommes là.
Ok, j'ai posé la deuxième question. Si on peut être en contact direct avec les guides, quelle est la procédure? Duane a dit que, bon, à défaut, les guides sont avec nous, ils nous considèrent comme nos parents. Quand on grandissait, nos parents nous considéraient. Donc, à défaut, ils sont comme des parents pour nous. Et à travers la vraie guidance, on peut être en contact avec eux, bien sûr, et en chantant le Nuyu. Mais le fait qu'on chante le Nuyu, ça ne veut pas dire que, bon, qu'on est en contact avec les guides, ça ne veut pas dire que, bon, les guides vont détruire les conditions, changer les conditions qu'on a sur Terre. S'ils pouvaient, peut-être ils devaient enlever les forces négatives dans la création complètement, mais ils ne peuvent pas faire ça parce que c'est comme ça la vie. Quelqu'un a fait ses choix, même les êtres qui sont dans les plans inférieurs là font des choses négatives, c'est leur choix et ils doivent vivre ce qu'ils ont semé. Et le Numan dit que, bon, lui ici, il est dans la même vie comme nous et ils vivent des situations, il y a des fois très difficiles. Il a même cherché à faire des projets et il a sollicité l'argent. Les guides l'ont montré comment ça va marcher, mais jusque-là, ça ne marche pas. Tout au niveau physique ici, tout a été bloqué par les forces négatives, mais le fait qu'on est en contact avec les univers réels, ça ne veut pas dire que, bon, on peut tout détruire ici, on peut tout renverser pour imposer notre volonté. C'est pas comme ça. Et on doit laisser les choses évolue normalement. Donc, et pour être en contact avec les guides, il a aussi dit à défaut, c'est pour chanter le Nuyu, mais qu'on ne peut pas contrôler les résultats. Parce que bon, les guides peuvent être avec nous. Bon, peut-être on n'a pas de travail, on a des difficultés et tout ça. On cherche un job là, mais si dans cet endroit, il n'y a pas de travail, est-ce qu'ils peuvent créer ça physiquement? Donc, il y a aussi ces conditions physiques là qui sont créées par une volonté générale. Il y a beaucoup de gens qui ont contribué à faire en sorte que certaines conditions existent et vraiment c'est difficile de surmonter tout ça. Mais les guides sont avec nous et on peut être en contact avec eux. À défaut, nous sommes en contact avec les guides en chantant le Nuyu. Ils nous gardent comme nos parents, comme un parent garde ses enfants. C'est ça qu'il a dit. Mais il a aussi souligné que ça dépend de chacun comment il veut faire comment, il veut être en contact avec les guides comment, et il va utiliser quel moyen et tout ça. Il ne peut pas entrer dans ton imagination pour voir comment tu veux être en contact avec les guides. Il faut être créatif. Et je me rappelle ce qu'on discutait là avant le meeting, que je partageais mon expérience. Comment, bon, tu peux demander de l'aide, même si l'aide ne vient pas, mais tu as demandé. Peut-être tu vas aller là où il y a l'insécurité, tu demandes la protection des guides et tout ça. Tu vas en voyage, mais ça dépend de chacun pour voir comment il veut être en contact avec les guides et tout ça. Je ne sais pas si ces réponses est adéquate.
Oui, quand même, nous avons la réponse. Hein.
Nous avons compris. Il y a lieu de déposer cette fois-ci la dernière question de Ejo, parce que cette question renferme quasiment toutes les autres questions.
Oui, il y a cette question de nous là. Ouais.